Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage, and what an untidy garage it is too. Tomorrow, got a mate coming over, we're going to be building an engine. As you can see, my bench looks pretty busy, I think we could put it that way. So I really need to tidy up, but what I thought I'd do while I'm tidying up is the aforementioned questions and answers video. I normally do these every other year or something like that. I've done a couple of these. Basically, I've asked you to ask me. And everything from personal stuff to garage stuff. So if that's something you fancy having a watch of, then grab yourself a coffee. Or in my case, I got myself Stanley. I'll see you after the intro. Right, I thought I'd... this just goes to prove that I am not a multitasker. I can't work and speak at the same time. The first... couldn't find my oil, lad. The first question, and this one I get a lot actually, it is... what do I do for a living? And I thought I'd tell you about that. Real quick, I actually run a shop, non-profit shop and workshop, pushback related, where we train people who have had problems with addictions and want to come back to the workplace. So the lads and ladies that are at my place, they normally at our place between 3 months and a year, and if we've done a good enough job, then we can get them out back as a normal workforce and get their lives back on track again. It's a really great job. I love it. The pay is poor, to say the least, but it's that job satisfaction. You know what I mean? Doing something that you really enjoy. I like messing around with pushbacks. Most of you would have noticed in previous videos, with bikes and stuff lying around here. But yeah, I really enjoy that job. And so that's the first question. Right, the second question, if you can get this bugger to go back in its hole, please go back up there, is how did you start the channel? Now, a lot of people, I've said this before, so for some people it won't be news, but for others it will be. That wasn't too good, was it? How did I start? Well, I started because here in Norway, when I started with scooters, I had a couple of Vespers and then went over to Lambrettas. And here in Norway, we don't have any workshops or anything like that, dealers or anything, and Stickies wasn't around. And I was actually being quite successful in putting a Lambretta together and riding it to the rallies. Something that a lot of guys weren't able to do here in Norway. Now, my man Auden, you've probably heard of that name before, he also wanted to do the same with Lambrettas, and I got a lot of questions from him. And what I ended up doing, instead of trying to answer everything by texting him, I made little videos where I showed him how I do stuff. And I think actually he suggested that these videos would be really good for a lot of people. So what I ended up doing is making videos, and I started throwing them up on the old tubes, and that's how the channel started. Oh, let's see if I can push this thing. Scary pushing a motorbike around without a rear wheel. Something I need to fix before Hans comes tomorrow. Just need to give myself a bit of room. Another thing that I get asked a lot about is how did I get into scooters? Now, first off, I am a child of the 70s, and coming from the council estate, there was lots of scooters around, and especially when I started getting a little bit older. And after quadrophenia, which is something I actually hadn't seen until I was an adult, turned up, then there was quite a few scooters around on my estate. Problem is, I joined the army at a very young age, and I didn't get the chance to ride a scooter because I just wasn't old enough, because I joined the army so young. So I didn't actually buy my first scooter until, these things are heavy. If you think fitting a new tyre on your scooter is a pain in the ass, try fitting one on a motorbike. But anyway, I just think scooters look absolutely stunning. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a Vespa. I even like Zundapellas and obscure NSU Primer. I think they're all great. I just love the look of them. So that's why I sort of fancy my first scooter. And no, I have never owned a PX. Another question. This one was sent to me on YouTube. Hi, my Lambretta scooter fuel tank is destroyed due to rust. Will you please make a video on how to make another tank combined with a toolbox? I would if I could, is the answer there. Tanks, if they're rusty, really rusty, just chuck them out. You can buy yourself a prefabricated tank from quite a few different places. If you want an original type tank, then you can buy one from a scooter centre. I think Sit do some, although maybe dodgy quality, not sure, never tried. Scootopia tank actually quite nice. That's what I fit in the TV 175 rebuild. Yeah, and if you want one with a toolbox, then there's really at the moment there's only one place to go, and that is Oil Tech, where you can get hold of some really nice aluminium tanks. I've had a couple myself. They're really good. Personally, I prefer the mid-range tank, even though they're a complete pain to fit, and that is because I can keep my full toolbox, and that means I don't have to worry about storage of tools just when I'm pottering about. And normally I've got the same toolkit in my scooter when I am touring as when I'm just pottering. Another question, this is technical. I've actually had lots of people ask me about this, and the question is, I'm actually trying to tidy here, aren't I? That's the whole point of me babbling while I'm working. But clutches, yeah, I have to say, clutches, if you follow the channel for a few years, you will know that clutches are my nemesis. I hate them. I hate messing around with clutches, especially if you buy a basket from somewhere, a spider from somewhere. 5-plate clutch conversions, I've not always got those to work. I used to have lots of problems when I had my first TS1. That was a right nightmare. I used to have to change the clutch plates all the time, and that's because of tolerances. Now we've got the stickiest book. It does show you the tolerances, but it's something I completely hate. So I'm going to run you through my favourites. So the thing is, when you buy a clutch, if you don't buy a complete kit, then you're not 100% sure that everything's going to fit as it should do. And it can be a real balls ache, especially if you fit it and it doesn't work. Problem being, if you buy different parts, if you have the old type clutch basket that has the springs in, this one, this is off the TV 175 that's coming in tomorrow, then you should really bin those baskets. They've got a cush drive. They make the ride and gear changes a little bit smoother. Maybe. I haven't really felt the difference, to be honest. Most BSAs, Triumphs and that, they have the single clutch drive, and that works fine. And in the end, Innocenti found out that it works okay on a scooter too. So they sort of went to the solid basket. It's good with a machine basket like this, because they sort of, it's something to do with inertia. It just means that they spin up a little bit faster, just like as if you had a lightened flywheel. But this one I've got in my hand in particular, which I'm going to be fitting in the TV 175 engine we're building tomorrow, is the, what's it called? It's the BGM Super Strong. I really like these. I have one of these in my Series 1. I've had absolutely no problems whatsoever with this. And it manages the power, me dropping gear. And in fact, I was like spinning it around in 4th gear with the 5-speed box when that broke. And I haven't changed the plates or anything. So that's really cool. I definitely recommend that. What I was going to say was, if you buy separate parts, basket, spider, from other manufacturers, then not only are you not 100% sure that they're going to fit, another problem is the cost. They're quite expensive, and for another 50 quid, if you haven't got the right clutch basket to start off with, the GP or the L-type, then you're actually better off just buying one of these finished manufactured ones. I had an AF clutch a few years ago on an RB250. That was absolutely terrible. They might have improved by the time this video goes out, but I had real problems with that thing, and I ended up chucking it out, and that replaced some Asian Honda clutch. Looked very good. It was absolutely terrible. Then I had the Rocco clutch. The old boys will know about that one. It was they were like limited production, very good clutch, and it's sort of the derivative of the new ones. That's sort of the basis of the design for the new ones. So my recommendations are, if you can afford it, it's an important piece of your engine, then the fit and forget clutches are the BGM Super Strong. The LTH, absolutely love that one. A little bit more expensive than the BGM one. And you also have, obviously, the Casa Performance clutch. I've tried that on Audun scooter. I'm not sure if it's any better than the other two I've mentioned, but probably one of those that you just fit and forget. The clutch plates in my LTH that I've got on my Series 2, I changed those last year because I felt I had to. And they're about 4 years old. So yeah, fit and forget clutches, I'm all for that. Another question. Let's just open my book of questions. Here we go. Hi Rob, that would be me. I have been planning on building a touring GP, thinking about running RT225 with a 6mm crank. Is this a good enough kit for a touring setup? That is really, really easy question. Yes it is. As most the followers that have been with me the past few years, they will know that I absolutely adore the RT225 kit and the RT195, which is what I'm going to be building tomorrow. So yeah, definitely. My only bugbear is this. I really like the RT kit when it is, obviously there's less parts that go wrong if you don't have a reed valve on it, but I would really like to see the RT kit come in kit form where you could choose to have the reed or not, with just a small price difference. The problem now is if you buy an RT kit and you have to really, if you're not really good at doing this sort of stuff, you should really go to a tuner to fit the reed valve, because to get the best out of the reed valve, you should really have a scavenger feed and a boost port in there. Mine has been done by Mark at MB Scooters. I know Choky White at RB Scooters do them. Lots of other people will do them as well, obviously. But it really does add to the cost of the kit. So I reckon it would have been a peach. I would really love to see a kit or exactly the same RT225 and 195, but so that you can buy them finished with a reed valve from the factory. That will make it even more feasible for me, because my dilemma now is if this goes tits up, I can't really afford to get that tuned with a new reed valve. And it'd be really nice if you could just pick up that kit as it is. But yes, to answer the question, great touring kit in both forms, and most of the boys in my scooter club now use them, and we've had absolutely no problems with them. There was a little issue, don't hang yourself up in this, but when they first came out, they had problems with the pistons, and the piston pegs, the ring pegs, they decided to eject themselves and make a right mess of the barrels. But since then they have changed the they've gone to a different manufacturer, and they've been working really, really well. And all the kits that I have fit, the RT kits, they have been absolutely trouble free. And yes, we do some good mileage on those. Nice little grunty motors. They're not really super powerful in their standard form, and could be considered a little bit boring. But the trick is, if you fit MB touring exhaust, the Sport Clubman, and a 30mm carb, then it gives them a lot more power actually, and they've got really nice mid-range. And here in Norway it's all about the torque, because we've got these hills and corners, and actually makes them a lot of fun, and they're not a pain in the arse to ride around in town as some highly tuned scooters, like as an example my SST 225 that I had. That was really, really grumpy low end. Are you going to do a video on the LD you've had standing around in your garage? And the answer to that is yes, I will do that. That's one of the up-and-coming videos that's coming along. I've had a nightmare with that. I'll tell you all about it in that video there. Question. Another one I got is, what is your dream scooter? And that's a dead easy question. These are my dream scooters. Both these scooters here, they're built as I really prefer them. And that is disc brakes, fruity engine. I like them to be able to tour on, because that's what I do mostly. I'm not really a potter down to the shops kind of guy, although that does happen. I really do like the long jaunts. And that's how I big the scooters. If I was going to be building, this is another question by the way, if I was going to be building a no money problem engine on a small block, then it would be the Quattrini, I think. That thing seems super fruity and super touring friendly. I haven't had my hands on a Quattrini. They're quite expensive to build, as is most stuff of this these days. At least for us here in Norway, the Norwegian krona is absolutely terrible these days. So it's really got quite expensive buying parts from abroad. I do have a cylinder coming. I'm not sure when. There's a cylinder in the pipeline that I'm going to be testing and using, and more about that obviously in future publications, as you say. But yeah, these are my dream scooters. If I was going to have another scooter in the garage, I think it would be, hold on to your hats, a Vespa. Now, I did own a GS 160. How many years ago is that? 5, 6, just before I started doing the channel here. And completely restored that one. Love that to bits. I'd love to have a GS 150. And content-wise, even though probably 90% of you that follow the channel are Lambretta enthusiasts, I think I really would like to probably bend myself backwards to try and get a Vespa restoration going. So anyone in Norway wants the Vespa restored, all the work for free, then shoot me a line. Large frame, by the way, not small frames. I hate those things. They're just so fiddly. Sorry about that. I know there's a lot of small frame aficionados out there, but I just can't be doing with them. Biggest problem is most of the ones you get hold of these days, they're 50s. That's a moped. If you tune a moped in Norway, big no-no. I don't fancy doing that. I'm too grown up to ride around on mopeds. Yeah, I know you can tune them really, really hard, and they go really quick, but it's just not my thing. I just don't fancy it. Another technical question is from a lad from the UK. He asked me, would you use the Casa Lambretta, Casa Performance SST as a daily runner? And the answer is pretty simple, and that is no. Might surprise you a little bit. I think the SST, cool kit, really cool kit, a lot of fun to ride. Loads of, even the SSR as well. I've tried an SSR too. For me, they're just a little bit. They're not manageable enough. The ones that I've tried, the problem is they have got some jetting issues out there. If you jet them lean enough to make them user-friendly, like around town and stuff, then they're going to say bang on the motorway. I think there's some sort of an issue there with cooling, maybe port timings. The thing is, if you've got really extreme port timings, a lot of people don't know this, but it does make jetting in a lot harder than if you've got like standard-ish type port timings that you can get out of a TS1, RT, and stuff like that. I remember when I had the Casa SST engine, for some unbeknown reason for me, I could be pootling around and suddenly I get like a spike in the heat, in the temperature on the head, and it was just completely random. I could be doing low speeds, I could be doing high speeds, and then I just sort of have to shut it down, give it lots of throttle, try and get it to cool down a little bit, and then I could be off on my pup again. So I thought that was, and if that sort of translates with the SST. Another thing about the SST I'm not quite too keen on is quite a few exhausts are splitting, and if your exhaust splits, you're running a little bit too lean to begin with to make it manageable, then that piston is going to seize in the barrel. So a lot of fun. I think if I was going to have a scooter to just get out, have a really good blast on it, yeah, definitely SST will be cool. But I mean, the way to go there really is water cooled. It seems that the kits that are water cooled, a lot more reliable, a lot less faff, and then you're not going to have problems with temperatures. You can jet them down a bit, they get much more manageable. Then that means also translates to the fact that you get them really, really grunty, and I imagine those are a lot of fun. Only thing is for me is I like to keep things a little bit simple, and as soon as you go over to that water cooled area, then it's not simple anymore, is it? It's not. If you get like a hole in your hose or something like that, then not really quick fix. To be honest, I think I babbled on enough now. There were some other questions as well, technical questions, but I think I got the brunt of it. If I forgot to answer your question, I'm very sorry. Some of the questions actually are leading to a video, so if you've got something unanswered, then keep following the channel. Maybe that turns into a video soon. And before I go, I really have to say the channel wouldn't be anything without you guys, because without the viewers, there is no channel, basically. And we've come quite a long way the last 3 years or so. And I really enjoy doing it. And I'm not going to stop doing it, even though I have some downtime because of family. Always family first for me. Family and work, and then scooters for me. And the odd push bike. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you don't subscribe, don't forget, do the old subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And I'd like to say as well, if you give me a really terrible comment, and I publish those on Facebook, on my Kickback Garage Facebook page, we all have a good laugh about that. So, negative, positive, comment away, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!